Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 10 books that I got pressed, the first time I have ever used a third-party presser. Let's check out the results. Stay tuned. First, please consider smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel, and if you're really enjoying today's content, press that notification bell. So I've been on Instagram for about 5 months, and it's given me a chance to become familiar with various pressers in the community, and one of those pressers was Comic Pressing and Cleaning. He posts a lot on Instagram, and his Instagram name is FreshW8032. And he, like I said, he posts a lot of comics, and you get to see the before and after results of the books that he's pressing, and I was very impressed. I contacted him, sent him a stack of 11 books. One of the books that I sent him was this copy of Fantastic Four Annual number 6, but I guess he said he doesn't mess with square-bound books, so that one did not get pressed, but 10 other books of mine did. I also sent 8 of my brother-in-law's books, Zach Attackery 21, but I'm going to show you the 10 that I sent him today. And the first one that I'm going to show you is Amazing Spider-Man 700, and I bought this off the rack when it first came out several years ago, and this book was really quite sharp, but it did have a significant dent here along the spine that did break color. And I had him press it, and originally I thought this book was probably going to be a near mint plus or so. I believe it is still a near mint plus with the potential of being a near mint copy. And I'm going to be sending this stack of 10 books. I think I'm sending all of them to CGC. I haven't really decided yet on a few of them, but this one is that 9.8 potential. And as you can see from the before and after shots, that was quite a big indentation, and then he was able to press it out, and now that color-breaking spine tick here along the spine, and he did such a good job, it's really even hard to, there it is right there. It's hard to feel it, but there it is right there, and the color break is just so tiny, I doubt you would even be able to see it right there. So I thought he did a beautiful job on this book. And then the next book I'll show you is this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1 with Hamilton Comics. And this book, I thought this, when I purchased this, it was a near mint minus. That was an accurate grade when I picked it up at an LCS. And now seeing it pressed, there is a tiny color break on the spine. And it's right here. Probably won't be able to see it, but it's just right there where my finger is. And with the book being, and it had some non-color breaking, 2 or 3 non-color breaking spine ticks along the spine. This is one of the most impressive books that I got back. It looked so sharp. This went from a near mint minus up to a near mint plus grade, and I think it is even a near mint candidate, which would be amazing because I paid $20 for this book, and that would be a steal if I was able to get this in a 9.8. Even a 9.6 would be amazing. The next book I've shown on the channel before, and I bought this book for $32, and that's in a previous video of mine. And when I bought it, this book just had some non-color breaking spine ticks along the spine, and you can see that from the before and after shot right here. And it was pressed out beautifully. This is definitely a near mint candidate, and I am thrilled to see if this book in fact comes in near mint. And I might even express this book. I have to just decide if I'm sending one big submission to CGC or two, or break it up into 2. If I broke it up into 2, this would be my express book since I bought it for $32. And a recent sale of this book went for $900 and a 9.8. So we're going to see exactly what I'll decide in the next week or so what I'm going to do with this book. But as you see from those before or after pictures, it was pressed out beautifully, those defects along the spine. These next two books, I haven't decided if I'm sending them in. I bought the set of 3 of the Muppets Take Manhattan. It was in an LCS in Colorado, in the Denver area. I bought the 3 for $15. This one, it had some difficult stuff up here in the corner that was kind of tricky to press out. I think this book is realistically probably a near mint copy, maybe a near mint minus. So I haven't decided if I'm going to get them graded. They don't pop up very often on eBay or other sites. So I still have to decide what I'm going to do with this book. But it was just a Fun Star Comics book. And then same thing here. This book is slightly nicer. I think a solid near mint, possibly a near mint plus book. But it does have some defects along the spine that could not be pressed out. But still very nice copies from 1984. Next, we have a Web of Spider-Man #1, the first appearance of Harley Keener, the boy in Iron Man 3 that befriended Tony Stark and vice versa. And this is the variant cover, the California Adventure variant cover. And this book just needed a little bit of flattening along the... there was some waviness along the cover, and it was pressed out, as you can see here in the picture. And this book is a near mint candidate, and with the first appearance of what could be a significant character that could even one day come back in the MCU in the Ironheart series or something along those lines. This is a great book and one that I'm going to get graded. This next book is X-Men 283, the first full appearance of Bishop. I bought this one for $12 at an LCS, and I think this book is definitely a near mint candidate, possibly a near mint plus, and that just had some defects that were able to get pressed out that helped it, I think, get that little extra bit of grade bump that it needed. The book doesn't go for very much in a near mint plus. The big money maker is the near mint, which I do not believe this is. But I'm going to send it in and hold on to it for a while at that grade, and if Bishop ever comes into the MCU as an X-Men, that could be a big book to have, and especially one that I only bought for $12 raw. This book, I debated whether even to get pressed, and definitely didn't think I was going to send it in for grading. Along the back spine, it had these non-color breaking ridges, just these, at least I didn't know if they were really color breaking or not, but these ridges in the back of the book. And this was the most impressive book that I got back because they were all gone. There must have been a dozen of them along the back of the spine. And then when I opened the book after getting it and took a closer look, they were all pressed out, which put this book in the near mint category. Now, this is volume 2 of Dr. Aphra and her own solo series, but still a desirable book to have that I think I think there's been a 9/8 that's even sold for $100 of this book, and this is definitely now, because of the pressing job of Fresh W 8032 on Instagram, this is definitely a 9/8 candidate. This next book was advertised when I bought it on eBay as a near mint, but of course when it came back it wasn't. They had some color breaking spine ticks along here, and even with the press now, this book really, I would be very pleased. It's a near mint plus candidate, but it's more likely a near mint copy. But we'll see, and I'll hold on to this until the Ironheart series comes out on Disney Plus. But this is, yes, of course, the cameo appearance, third printing cameo appearance of Riri Williams. And as you can see from some of the picture there, he did a good job getting some of the pressable defects out of this book. The last book I'm going to show you is X Factor #6, first full appearance of Apocalypse. I grabbed this book for $125 back in June in Colorado, and I featured this book on an earlier video. And before it was even pressed, I thought that this book was definitely a near mint plus candidate. I believe it still is a near mint plus candidate, maybe a near mint candidate, maybe. There is a decent size color break on the spine right there, but it's not huge. I have 9.8s that have a color break that size, and the corners are nice and sharp all around. The inside pages are nice crispy white pages, and this book, gosh, near mint plus is realistic, and a near mint grade is a pipe dream, but possibly it could be. We've seen crazier things with CGC grading, so maybe it is. But these are the 10 books that I've got pressed. It was a lot of fun to see the results. As you see from these from the pictures, from the before and afters, that this was really fine work done by Comic Pressing and Cleaning Fresh W8032. Consider using him. You can find him on eBay or on Instagram. And true believers, as always, remember, comics for life.